never tell. Welcome to our Haunted Mansion review.
Haunted Studio.
Action!
The Haunted
After
Studio.
last week, welcome back to Coming This Summer. Woo. Just walked out of Disney's Haunted Mansion.
Can I put us in the further again? Because this
think you
movie was
should.
basically Insidious.
But better. They somehow figured out how to give. There was emotion in this movie. I almost cried. It was so when he's like talking about his wife. It's so sweet.
The kid's got like his dad issues and shit. You're like,
And I know. And then, it's like,
I'm
man,
not crying. Yeah.
they saw
You're
the Insidious
crying.
script and said, we can make this a family movie and we can make it better.
And just call it Haunted Mansion. Attach a super IP to it. Check. Cast really good actors and actresses in your movie. Check. Normally, I'm not a Tiffany Haddish fan.
I'm not, but she
Holy
murdered this
shit.
movie. She absolutely.
was so funny in this movie. Well, she got like most of the laughs, like the lines.
She did. She got the fun
her
lines.
And Danny DeVito, I think, were the ones who probably got the most fun.
I wish he
lines
was in more
in
movies.
this. Yeah, when was the last Danny DeVito movie you saw other than like The Lorax? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
when was the last movie
Yeah.
film Danny DeVito was in? You know,
I think it's because everybody sees him from Always Sunny, and honestly,
I'm a man cheetah.
when he plays, he basically played a PG-13 version of his Always
Frank.
Sunny character.
Yeah, he's PG-13 Frank.
He's like a scientist.
Yeah.
Frank.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Haunted Mansion. You know the drill. We got our main character, Ben. Lakeith Stanfield, who's been in some Jordan Peele stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's in this movie, Sorry to Bother You, with him and David Cross.
Which you now have. I've got to see. Which
You
I
have
never
to see,
somehow never heard of
which
that
has
movie.
weird horse people in it. And that's not a joke. They're really
That's-
weird, and it's really weird, and I don't know why that movie went there. We have Rosario Dawson.
Right off the bat, the cast was amazing.
Cast
like
was
you
amazing.
already felt
Yeah.
comfortable and safe with the movie because everybody was pretty much nailing it out of
Yeah,
the
and the
gate.
aesthetic was really good.
Mhm.
So we're in New Orleans. Everybody's like dressed to the teeth. Like,
Oh yeah, you were like you love the set dressing.
yeah.
You were
Normally, I don't pay attention to like. Man, they really went like all in on the clothes in this movie. You know what I mean? I never give a shit about that.
No, he
but it was
doesn't
like,
ever talk about.
No, but it was like
You
so obvious, like in this movie, that they did go all out.
Yeah.
Like Lakeith Stanfield, like looking like the Shadow Man from Princess and the Frog
He does.
for a
he has
little
the
bit.
sunglasses, the top hat,
Top hat. He's got
the,
like this purple
the dreads
jacket
back, like his
on.
hair pulled back.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Jamie Lee Curtis is in this movie, and she's got on this like full gown.
There are two
which is, like,
cameos.
yeah.
One for real, because I know
Yeah.
one has been in the latest last trailers to get people into the movies.
Which one was that?
Miss Leota or whatever.
Jamie
Lee
Lee Curtis.
Curtis.
Yeah, I didn't know she was in this movie going into it.
Because normally what we try to do is
Yeah.
we break down the first trailer and then we don't watch any more of the trailers.
We really just do one trailer.
because we like to go in
Yeah.
without the movie ruined.
And I skip trailers whenever we go see movies.
We do.
Yeah.
To come back with the movie, I was like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, the movie was literally like it goes. Like there wasn't like any
No, you couldn't have missed this one.
Right.
Missing 5 minutes of this would have really screwed up the
fucked
movie.
me up because this movie has like 4 openings. Like it's really good, but it's like, okay, we're at the bar. We're with Lakeith Stanfield and his future wife, and they're gonna have a nice moment. And then we cut, and he's a tour guide.
He's back at the bar, but now
But now it's years after
Right.
where the wife has supposedly died.
right. We don't know exactly what happened. They almost make you think she left
or
him.
they like broke up or
Right.
something. Yeah, but she's dead. So anyway,
That's not really a spoiler. It's a plot point.
It's a plot point. Yeah. So yeah, it's like they don't say how many years later it is though. They
No,
just, like,
they don't.
cut to now he's
Still,
professionally ridiculed because he was an astrophysicist.
who
But now
quit his
he's
job to take over his wife who died's job.
doing the tours, like
Yeah,
ghost
ghost
tours of
tours.
New Orleans. So
Way more depth than I ever expected
Yeah.
this movie to have.
this is like in the first 5 minutes, and we're already getting like, oh, there's actual characters in this movie. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and then we jump to Rosario Dawson and her son, who are staying at the Haunted Mansion. They are like moving into town, right? Because they want a fresh new life. And our mom used to live here, and the dad just left, and there's family drama. But like, that's after the 2 scenes we got with Lakeith Stanfield, like. And it's like, that's like a third intro you're doing. And then cut to the fourth intro where he's in bed and Owen Wilson shows up at his door. And I'm like, you guys started the movie. You could have picked any one of those scenes and started your movie there, and it would have worked perfectly fine.
I liked having some of that backstory, though.
Which
I can.
I mean, it's fine. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the backstory's nice
We
when
didn't
you
get that
actually
much
get
in
the movie.
Insidious.
No.
There was like 5 Insidious movies that didn't give us that much backstory. Sincerely.
Well, I have a plot rewrite for Insidious, by the way, which is way better, but maybe we'll get into that in another video.
I'm only comparing
that
because it's the most recent similar style movie.
They
Obviously,
say astral projection in Haunted Mansion, which
it's
is literally
the crux of the
Insidious
movie.
thing.
It's like the most important part of the movie, like an Insidious.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
they did family Insidious.
Yeah, there's two characters who have to get to each other in an afterlife, the ghost realm, but they have to get through ghosts to do it.
Which
That's Insidious.
without, and I understand Insidious was like 11 million to make,
Go ahead, review.
and this one was 100 million. I get that the budgets were different.
Sure.
But this, when they were into the other world, the further, it felt like what you would expect. It felt dreamy,
Yes,
colorful.
Yes,
People hanging off the walls.
A lot of purples and greens.
Yeah, like a
and
dream state,
yes.
not just
Yes.
this black and white smoke machine filled place.
That's a curtain in the background. I think I can see
Yeah.
some wrinkles. Yeah.
And again, budget
yeah.
aside, it was just the feel.
Yeah.
Like he goes into this thing and it's a dream world. Like it's ghosts. They're making dinner
It's
and they're
all like
singing and
MC
everything.
Escher world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have our leading man, Ben, we'll call him for the remainder of this review. So Ben is hired by Owen Wilson, who's a priest who got hired by Rosario Dawson to perform an exorcism.
So
On
good.
what, by the way? Isn't an exorcism when a demon is possessed something? Is he going to exorcise the house?
Well, that's because he was
Like-
just saying whatever because he was.
Well,
when
but then
you find
Rosario
out.
Dawson called him to exorcise something. What are the house? The house isn't possessed. It's not even like the people
There's
are
the other thing
possessed.
you can do with the house. You can go in and try to get the house D whatever.
De-demonized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of the same deal.
I don't know much about paranormal,
Right.
Jack, whatever. So he gets hired. Ben gets hired to basically. He has this quantum camera which can take pictures of ghosts, I guess. But
it's all the way down, like they described it. He made it to try to be able to take pictures of dark matter, to be able to see things that we can't see with the naked eye.
Unseen.
Right.
What I thought was going to happen. He goes to the haunted mansion, pretends to take a few pictures
because he forgot to bring the battery.
Because he forgot to
which
bring
is
the battery.
funny.
So he scribbles some shit down on pad. He's
Something
like,
we
"Hey, you
would do.
guys you got no ghosts." Even though there's clearly fucking ghosts here, and they're like, "Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you can just go
You're
ahead
a
and
fake.
leave." Apparently, when you leave the haunted mansion after you get in the haunted mansion, the shit follows you home, and
Right, and she warns him, like,
possesses
"Hey,
you. Your life will never be the
If
same."
you come in,
When he gets back to his house, a ghost, the captain, we'll
Yeah,
say,
which was-
the sea captain ghost.
this movie was
Yeah.
written so tightly that I can't get over. it.
Yeah.
I think it's why I enjoyed it so much.
Where I thought it was going, when he first snaps a picture of the ghost, it kind of like blows back in his face.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, is he gonna be able to see the ghosts
Oh,
now,
okay.
like without
Okay,
the
I
camera?
could see them
No,
doing
we're
that.
not doing that.
Well, that's just fine though.
Sure, which was fine, but in my head,
Okay.
I was like, it looked like maybe some sparkles got in his eye.
Well, they
Maybe,
mentioned
like,
earlier that the ghosts don't like the
particle.
flash, so I think it was supposed to be to that.
He's like-
he pushed him down.
Yeah.
Don't take pictures of
yeah.
me.
It's just like that. They do this like particle effect when
Which
he like
looks-
takes the pictures.
The CGI in
Looks
this
really
movie
good. Yeah.
is some of the best CGI work I've ever seen.
Yeah, we'll get there, but the main villain looks
Holy
really
shit.
good in this movie. Yeah.
The quantum camera looked good. When it took the
Quantum camera
pictures,
looks
I
good.
believed that
Yeah.
there were these little weird orange balls coming out of that camera. It just looked
Everything
good.
down to the clothes, down to
The
the set
props.
dressing, the props.
the quantum camera looked cool as shit.
It looked very Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it
yeah.
did. Yeah, it
Yeah, they're like he's like assembling this like piece or whatever. I almost need like a Bill Murray or a Dan Aykroyd cameo
Yeah.
as their Ghostbusters.
Owen Wilson
characters
really
in every movie
brought that though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real, as like and Danny DeVito.
He was oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah. Give me that Ghostbusters movie with Owen Wilson and Danny DeVito. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Yeah. So we this is where we get like we're assembling the dream team after Ben realizes he's failed.
Okay,
and is being
he shows up at the
possessed.
house and
Yeah.
Owen Wilson's
Wilson's
character's there
there.
and he's like, it was a setup because they're trying to get enough people to stop the house from being haunted, and
Yeah.
they knew he was going to get haunted.
It's basically we're fucked, so we tricked you into being fucked
With
with us. So now we can all help each other because we're all in the same
Which
shit
is
boat.
a good
It's a good
change
setup
for a horror movie.
A good setup.
Which I know it's a horror comedy, but it's still.
Yeah, we're going to endanger the lives of other people to come help us.
It's a funny twist on it. It's not the same old.
But they do it for each character
which is
who
really
they
funny.
get.
They screw them
Ben
completely.
runs off and comes back. They get the Tiffany Haddish thing.
Psychic. Medium, please.
She comes in the house. She does her thing.
She does the fake stuff just like the guy.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I sense a ghost here. You have an evil presence.
Yeah. And then leaves and then comes back and we get probably the best scene. Not the best scene in the movie. There's an apparent best scene in the movie, but she's talking the ear off of Owen Wilson. You didn't say there'd be any ghosts, and I didn't know there were going to be ghosts, and they just followed me home. You know, my ghost was riding on a horse, okay? A ghost horse.
There's so many good one-liners. Yeah, she killed it.
Man.
The breakfast scene the next day with the eggs,
yeah.
and she's just in the background, and there's so many one-liners if you're paying attention to her instead of the actual movie.
It's like the Captain Crunch of eggs. Grandpa used to make them this way.
So good.
We get introduced to our dream team. Yeah, we got the medium who's doing the seances, Tiffany Haddish. Ben is the
quantum physicist,
whatever. Owen Wilson's the priest, and we have the mom and the son, who are literally just that, the mom and the son.
Rosario Dawson's such a good actress.
She's so good.
It's disgusting
she's
how
so
good she is.
She's so good.
Cast her in everything.
Yeah, she's Ahsoka now.
Holy shit.
Perfect. That show's going to be fucking amazing. And then we get... we need to know more about the house that we're in, right? So we got to go to some professor of paranormal, whatever.
Every scene is Ghostbusters.
We have to go get
describe
Danny
this
DeVito.
movie. The fact that this doesn't have 90% Rotten Tomatoes, this has that vibe.
It's Ghostbusters. It's assemble the dream team.
You're smiling. It's ridiculous, but yet somehow semi-plausible.
Yeah. It's funny. It's genuinely funny. It was a fun ride. So we have to go get Danny DeVito. He's in his classroom.
That whole scene.
He's yelling at Owen Wilson and Ben,
if
who
you're
are
coming
walking
in to bitch at me about your grades,
I'll dock you. And then we get it straight cuts to the restaurant scene, right, where it's Owen Wilson and Danny DeVito,
which is the absolute scene of the movie.
And Danny DeVito is wearing regular clothes.
He's wearing a raincoat suit.
It's like a clear
suit,
raincoat suit,
pants and all,
indoors.
Hat.
He looks like he's basically wearing the plastic on a couch, at your grandparents' house, but on his body. I could not stop laughing.
They're at
his fucking
one of the
outfit.
Japanese places where they call them the hibachi grills,
where they cook in front of you.
And and the chef is flinging shrimp into Danny DeVito's mouth as you come around, as the camera pans around the corner in his clear suit. I mean, I was it. I literally audibly go, that's it for me. The movie's made. I don't need... It can't be bad. I don't care if it's just a dog pooping on screen for the next 90 minutes. I saw what I needed to see. And he plays Frank. He is, over the top. Oh, my God. And then when they try to steal the plans from him because they're he's oh, I have a heart condition.
He really wants to go to the mansion.
I want to go to the house. You can't go to the house.
You're going to die.
He's the one person they don't want to trick to get into the house. They just want him to help with the information.
Yeah.
And he refuses. So when they're trying to steal the stuff, the chef is now flinging the shrimp
at Ben.
It is just so... It's ridiculous. All the comedies we've seen this year tried to do things like this.
That was the
and they failed
scene
miserably.
I think I've seen in any movie this year. It was... I don't think I've laughed harder.
Start the car. And then later he's when Ben poorly overpowered this poor old man, he's totally throwing Ben under the bus later, and oh my God.
Holy shit. I don't think I've ever laughed hard. That at this point when they leave the restaurant and they just get the information from Danny DeVito, I'm oh, he's not just a cameo, right?
I know.
He's in the movie.
From the trailer, I'm pretty sure I saw him in the house.
He's in other scenes. And
Please don't be 5 minutes of Danny DeVito.
That's what I was afraid of because it was so good. I'm that's all you need. I'm he doesn't have to be in the rest of the movie.
Ruin the movie if he wasn't there.
It's fucking perfect. So
but then he came back.
But he's in the posters.
He is.
So
he was Super Saiyan 2 when he came back. That was even funnier. That didn't even...
Further beyond! Super DeVito? Holy shit, yeah. So there's this main ghost who's terrorizing all the other ghosts.
Kind of like the ride.
Yeah.
They hit all the points of the ride without shoving them in your face.
Yeah, some ghosts are good, but some are not good. And then there's king bad ghosts.
Right. Some indifferent ghosts.
Yeah.
And then some terrible, yeah.
So King Bad Ghost is just terrorizing these people. He's keeping them at the house while also trying to kick them out of the house, which is like
Because
this
he only
weird
needs
back
that
and
one
forth.
specific soul.
Because he just needs one depressed motherfucker to walk into that mansion and be willing to give up his soul because he needs
That's-
I
I like that as a twist, though.
Sure.
Because normal
Yeah.
horror movies is just like there's no rhyme to the reason. They're going to kill all you. Now this ghost has to actually pick and choose the game they play.
Yeah. I need to watch people.
Like, how did this out horror other horror movies we saw this year without even being? It wasn't like scary horror, but it was like
yeah.
a better story than any of the other.
It
horror
had way
movies
better
we've seen.
plot. There's
Way
nothing
better.
that you can take your kids to see this.
Yes, there's jump scares, but that's it.
Yeah. There's no
There's
like
some creepy
there's
looking
not,
things.
like,
but-
blood or
No, there's no blood.
gore.
No blood or
like,
gore.
no.
Just creepy imagery. That's
no
it.
people going, look, I can remove my head,
Right.
and they just kind of like hold it at their side or whatever.
It's-
Which is, the creepiest thing is probably the sets, like the ambiance.
There's heavy
eeriness.
themes.
Yeah,
parent
yeah,
deaths
yeah.
And that kind of stuff. And,
yeah.
But maybe that might be tough for some kids. But outside of that, no. This is like the best, a family horror comedy. I know that sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
okay, so where are we in the plot? They have to contact,
so they get the info from Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
They try to have a seance.
Yeah.
Things go sideways because they get a little bit of information.
Yes. They're trying to talk to like the
Gracie,
dude,
the guy, the guy who first bought the house.
Is that from the first
I
movie?
feel like that was his name.
from the
At least in
first
the
movie?
Muppets, I feel like it
It's
was.
not the same guy, though.
No, it's not the
right?
same guy.
Okay. And Madame Leota is definitely not the same
Different woman.
one.
Yeah.
Because Jamie Lee Curtis was not Madame Leota.
No, she was not.
No.
No, so
yeah, they
they-
have the seance. Some guy gives them information.
And then
He
then he
goes,
starts kicking them out of the house
well,
because
he's like, talk to Leota.
Right.
He basically writes down, you have to go find Madame Leota.
and then the bad ghost goes enough.
Yeah. And then like we get the chair bit.
And then right as that's
Yeah.
happening, here comes Danny DeVito driving up the road, and I'm like, yes.
They go like, who's that? Stop.
No, we knew
Everybody
who it
knows
was.
Exactly.
We
who
know
it
who
is.
it was.
Shut the fuck up. And
And he goes right into the house and turn around, and they chair him, and the ghost drags him
all the
instead
way
of dumping him out of the chair into the middle of like the interstate, which it cuts like
hit
he's gonna
by a
get
truck.
run
And
over.
at this point, I was worried: is Danny DeVito not going to be? In
Yeah.
this?
Another cameo.
Every 10 minutes, I'm like hoping. I'm like, please stay in the movie. Please stay in the movie. Please stay
Well,
in the
before
movie.
they reveal that it has to be willing, they give you that Danny DeVito has a heart condition, which is
I
why they
thought
don't
that
want
was
him
gonna-
there.
yeah.
So the first part
Yeah.
why he's there, they're protecting him because they're like, dude, you could have a heart attack at any time. But then they're like, it's got to be willing, and it's like shit.
yeah. Now it's
So
it's
now we
fine.
don't have to worry about him dying.
So they get back in the house. Well, they go to the hospital because Danny DeVito's there, and then the ghosts follow him to the hospital and start causing some hydraulics in the chairs.
I don't want
and
to give
heart
away
rate
other stuff
monitors.
too. There's a lot of funny background things with the ghosts.
Yes.
that have in common with why
Yes.
they're dead.
Yeah.
and it's really funny.
Yeah.
Like there's
yeah.
a lot of really funny inside things that are really funny.
Yeah. So Lakeith Stanfield, Rosario Dawson, and the kid have to go into the attic, right? Or no, it's Owen Wilson, right? Who's there?
Oh,
Who's
the
with
kid
them?
doesn't go in the attic. It's
who is
it's
it? It's
Ben,
Danny DeVito,
Haddish, and
Ben. Yeah, and
yeah, it's just like
DeVito.
the three. Yeah, DeVito.
Yeah, because DeVito is eventually carrying a fucking halberd that is the size of him at one point in this movie.
ridiculous.
So Ben goes up into the attic. He runs into this ghost who like killed 5 of her husbands by like beheadings.
Yeah, the main plot, if you saw the
Or some
Muppets
shit.
Haunted Mansion from
Oh, is that-
a year or
that's
two
what it
ago,
is.
she
Okay.
was the main bad guy basically in that one, and she was trying to kill. She was like
Okay, so there is a through line between
kind
all
of.
of
They
them.
kept the ghost pretty
Okay,
similar.
all
yeah,
right, yeah. So he gets this crate, this box, which has the crystal ball in it, and they take it to the seance room, which is under some paintings. You get the funny Owen Wilson.
That was
ruins
hysterical.
the fucking
That was amazing.
the like.
I heard the people behind us go, "He's gonna pull the hand, and the door's
the
gonna open."
sconce, if you
Is
will.
that what it's called?
The sconce.
The people
I think it's
behind
a
us
wall light.
really thought
Yeah.
that was a sconce because they were so pumped to see the arm get pulled.
Yeah.
They were shocked. It was
Like,
some of the people. It was a really family centric crowd, which was I was
Yes.
already shocked.
Got a lot of laughs.
There
from
was
the
like
crowd.
the 70-year-olds in the front were. That was the funniest movie they've ever seen. They were chuckling, which is causing everybody up where we were to lose it. It made the funnier parts funnier.
Mostly for Haddish. I
Yeah.
heard her drop some lines, and the guy. Yeah.
That's pretty much what it sounded like right out of South Park. It was like, wow, is that how you laugh? Is that
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Some of the shit wasn't even that
Sure.
funny. Yeah. Okay. Where are we? Oh, so Leota. Let's talk about Leota. Jamie Lee Curtis plays Madame Leota. Looks really shitty in the crystal ball form, but then looks really good
Right.
when she's like in her human form. We get some like
they did some
backstory
really
with
cool
her.
when they did backstories. They would change
Yeah.
the animation and the effects every time they did the backstory.
Yes, when they're talking about like the main
It's
bad guy's backstory, it's all this like 3D,
hand
like,
drawn
penciled-
mixed with 3D
yeah,
animation.
with some hand drawing
This
shit.
movie was
It looked like you're like walking through a sketchbook.
yeah.
It looked really good.
This movie
surprisingly
was
good. Yeah.
Man.
So we're talking to Leota. She's basically giving us the lowdown that Gracie did so many seances that he called all these ghosts here.
Yeah, he left the door open too long.
Basically left the door-
Insidious. It's insidious. He kept going to the further, leaving the door open, and some ghosts got
Some
through.
bad dudes
Most
come
of them
through.
were good
Yeah.
or indifferent.
Except
Some
for
of
the
them
red,
weren't.
except for the red man.
Right, and the red man here has a top hat.
Yeah.
Which that scene,
And no head.
the scene which was from the main trailer where they're doing the sketch artist thing.
Yes, that was really funny. I did not know that was in the trailer.
That was in the trailer. It was longer in this one
Okay, yeah.
than that. But it still wasn't any less funny. Like the
Oh, it's
over-the-top
really funny.
expressions
Yeah.
of the artist trying, and I know he's a comedian, I can't remember his name right now. He had the whole Netflix show, and he's been on the Daily Show and stuff.
Yeah.
It's totally space. But his
Yeah.
Sure.
The guy was smiling when he
no
mugged you.
lips. Yeah, why not?
Why?
He's
'Cause
like
why
so
would he, why would he have
frustrated.
lips? Yeah. So
The cop behind is shaking his head the whole time. It's just, oh man, every scene is so good.
So the Keith Stanfield astral projects into the further
on accident.
On accident, when it's supposed to be Tiffany Haddish.
Just like Insidious, The Red Door. Check out our review.
Just like Tiffany Haddish was supposed to do, but instead it's Ben. So he gets thrown into the further and basically starts running away from our bad guy.
The whole scene was amazing. too.
What's his name? Crumb or some shit?
I think so.
Crumb. Let's call him Crumb as our main
I'm
bad
forgetting
guy.
now.
Yeah, big top hat.
The whole
Ichabod Crane looking.
it was
dude.
very Ichabod Crane.
Yeah, he has like the lantern.
That
the
whole
top
scene
hat,
though, where the ghosts
the coat.
flee and like the one goes into the candelabra and he's like,
Holy
and
shit!
he's trying to blow his own flame
Yeah.
out. Oh my god, dude!
So the ghosts are all like trying to hide from like our big bad Crumb, and like one of them goes into a candle, and the candle then gets like this
a little face,
a little face.
face.
Which I didn't know they were gonna animate the face. I thought it was just gonna be like, hey, that candle has a
No,
face.
and then
when
the candle
ghost
starts
went into it.
freaking out.
Yeah.
And you hear like,
Yeah. The face is so. It looked so good. The candle's like wiggling like it's a body. I'm like, man, all right. Yeah. No, this movie looked pretty good. So Lakeith Stanfield, he gets out of the further. He now
just
knows,
in time.
We now know what the big bad looks like. So yeah, then they go to the police.
Sketch artist.
The
does
sketch
the
artist, but it's to whatever this apparition
So-
looked
You did
like.
that in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Now show him with skin. Let's see what he looked like if he had skin. Because the dude basically draws this like skeleton mask figure. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. If I just need art drawn, I'm just gonna go to the police station. I'll be like,
Yeah. So my buddy got mugged.
a green mask, tentacles coming off of it, and an apron that when you pull it up, it flashes.
That's it. Yeah. Can I take that? So you ready to press charge? Nah, it's
No.
fine. I just wanted to.
No, that's a cool drawing, bro. Yeah.
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 Hand him a 20. Thanks, man.
Thanks. Yeah, I didn't have to go find a Fiverr artist. Can you add some color? Yeah. No, the movie is good. I don't want to really break down like the full.
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't do the
ending.
ending.
No.
It leads
Yeah.
up to the big standoff.
Yeah.
And the ending's nice. I mean, things are tropey a little, but
Crumb
it's good
basically he rematerializes and gets all his powers. Spoiler: the big bad gets what he wants for temporarily.
though. For the
until good
CGI
guys
haters
defeat
that
him.
hate CGI in movies, watch
Looks
this movie.
so
because
good.
this is how you do
The
CGI.
face, the head,
The head.
looks so good. It was
I
very,
mean, like
chin came to like this point. It was very like a triangle
everything
Dorito head.
moved.
Yeah.
The hair. Like
Yeah.
if the Russo brothers were doing Endgame now.
Okay.
Is
Look
what is this
way
this?
better.
But I'm saying
Yeah.
like Thanos would have looked even. This looked like how good Thanos looked times 100.
Yeah.
It looked like a real person, even though it was kind of clearly CGI. But like you were almost like, is that a mask?
Yeah. Right.
It can't
just,
be.
like,
but
really good
holy
prosthetic
shit!
in like latex
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
I couldn't get over it.
It looked really good. I noticed that too. First thing. Yeah. It didn't look jarring or anything.
No,
None
nothing.
of the CGI looked
Nothing
jarring.
looked bad in this movie.
Maybe some backgrounds when like doors are open with some like green screen garbage.
Maybe, but some of it felt like it was supposed to be like trippy and weird.
supposed to
looking.
be.
Yeah.
Not like Flash.
Not
was
like it was
supposed
supposed
to.
to. No, like the rooms would look distorted and
Yes.
screwed up because I feel
Yeah.
like almost like it was supposed to. Like
'Cause you're
you
in a-
didn't know what's
You're in a
real, what's an
paranormal
illusion.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, I have. it's 2 hours on the dot. The movie.
I would maybe say it ran a little long.
I don't think it did though.
Just a little bit. But I wasn't.
See, I don't know where you could chop to make it better.
That's what I'm saying. I
'Cause
wasn't
it
like
moved.
uncaptivated at any point.
That's what I mean. I never was like I never checked my phone for time, which I never do in movies.
No.
I was. I mean, I think it was perfect.
I just think maybe you can trim a little bit of the fat off the beginning.
See, I think to me the beginning hit because they give you how in love Ben and his wife were.
That's true.
And they do that in like 5 minutes.
That's true. Yeah.
And they really accomplished
and then with
a
the
lot.
flashbacks, they
and they
the rest
sprinkle
of the
it
movie.
in for you.
Yeah.
And it all
I'm
ties
glad
up
they didn't.
so
The wife
No,
isn't.
they didn't trope out there,
Nope.
and it was so nice.
She doesn't come back as a ghost.
So
nope,
nice.
Fuck that. Yeah.
No, they subvert expectations in the best ways. Like, this seriously had Ghostbusters vibes. You said that, and I can't believe I didn't think of that example in the theater, but that
It's
is...
like Ghostbusters in like Casper, like you said.
It was very
like
Casper
mix.
Ghostbusters. It was fun, stupid, rompy, great. You're laughing and smiling the whole time until they want to make you cry, and then it's Pixar, and they hit you in the face.
So there's 2 cameos in this movie. I don't want to say who they are because I don't think they were advertised. That they were in
I did
this.
not know that.
They weren't in the opening. One of them
was in the opening credits, but the other was not.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the whole time I'm waiting for the one. We won't say who they are. Try not to even pay attention to that because they both hit so hard and so funny that it's almost... And they both only have like 10 lines each.
Yeah.
But they're
I didn't know. It was like John Cena and Barbie.
Yeah.
Where I'm like...
Which if you haven't seen Barbie, sorry. But
Barbie review. Fucking
but
somewhere. It's been a week almost.
It's already made like $300 million domestically. You
it's
probably saw Barbie.
It's fine. Yeah. You and the billion.
Love or hate
people.
it, you probably saw it.
Yeah. What number out of 10? What would you give?
Man.
What would you?
What
give?
did I give Indy?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I
This
don't remember.
movie.
It was really good.
Genre-wise,
Yeah.
I'm going to throw these why I feel like are in the same genre.
Okay.
I'm going to say like a Shaun of the Dead, even though it's a little more R, but it's the
Yes.
same kind of
comedy.
A Zombieland,
Yes.
a Ghostbusters.
Yes.
It's in a genre with some really good movies and the bottom of the barrel movies.
Yeah.
And I feel like this absolutely sits up there. It's not Ghostbusters.
No.
Like, you're not going to go, it's like a 9.5.
I'm gonna say it's better than the original Haunted Mansion.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yes.
I don't really care for the original Haunted Mansion. I always watch it every year, but I don't
now
really
you have a better
care.
one.
But now I have a better one.
My only complaint
Yeah.
about this movie is that Disney did some bullshit by putting this out in July to get it on Disney Plus for Halloween. This should have
I
been in
was thinking
theaters
that-
October
I was thinking
1st.
that the second this movie started, I go, oh, it's out now, so it'll be on streaming
exactly what
by
it is.
October.
Which is bullshit because this movie deserves to make I'm mad about Mission Impossible underperforming, and I bet you this is going to underperform, and it's going to piss me off because I have not had fun like this in a movie.
I haven't laughed this hard. Barbie, maybe.
Barbie had like funny parts
Yeah.
and then a lot of like serious like ethical stuff.
Yeah.
And then funny again. And it was a good, and we gave it a good review, and it
But
wasn't a
give me the
bad
funny
movie.
the whole time.
This was just like
Yeah.
be ready. Hope we got some popcorn because you're just going to enjoy the
wish
shit
I
out
had
of
some
this.
Popcorn.
I know.
Yeah, I was kind of regretful that
I'm gonna give it.
Yeah, I want to know what
I'm going to
you
go back
say.
and see this
Okay.
because
with
very
with
few
the
with the kids.
kiddos?
I'm taking the kids
Yeah.
to see this.
I would.
I
would.
depending on my second viewing might change my score, but I'm going to give it like a 7-9.
Damn.
This is one of the best times I've had. This genre-wise, it's up there. It's like I said, it's not Ghostbusters, but this might be better than Shaun of the Dead, which is one of my all-time favorite
What'd you give it?
movies. 7-9.
Okay. Yeah.
This is better than Zombieland. This is better than... If you like a horror comedy, you will absolutely love this movie. I refuse to... I can't understand how it's only at 55% when I checked this morning on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, but Joyride was at 90 or whatever.
This
yeah,
is a funny
right.
movie. And
Yeah,
it didn't have
right.
to say vagina one time, not being funny. There was
The
no
only
dirty
comedy
jokes.
movie we've seen this year
Sincerely.
that didn't
That's not an
say
exaggeration.
vagina.
That is not an
That's
exaggeration.
100%
That
true.
is not a lie.
That Elaine movie said it. They do a vagina joke.
The Machine, they do a whole bit about it.
About my father.
father's a whole 100 bits about it.
You hurt my feelings.
But-
No hard feelings. Yeah.
They all have
Yep.
vagina jokes.
Everyone.
This was
Joyride.
PG-13.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just that whole
Everything.
thing.
Yeah.
And they
Every
made
single comedy has had
funny-
a penis or vagina joke.
Yeah.
Barbie had a vagina joke. Two.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
they managed to... This movie is so well written and directed, I cannot get over it. I can't get over it.
It was really well made.
Like Men in Black vibes. That's another one.
Okay.
It had like Men in Black 1 vibes.
Yeah.
It was dark, but not that dark. And it was serious, but not that serious.
No, you sent me a thing like, oh, people are like saying it's not
It's-
good and it's not wacky enough for kids, and it's not serious enough for adults.
Yeah, it's like too serious for kids, not serious enough for adults.
Perfect. What do you mean?
It's a PG-13
The
movie.
movie's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Right.
The whole audience, and we had 80-year-olds to like 8-year-olds.
There would be Danny DeVito jokes or Owen Wilson jokes.
Oh, me and you were the only ones that got some of the Danny DeVito stuff.
Well, and some
which
people
was-
would be laughing. They move on to the next scene, and they're still laughing about the joke. And it's like, damn, you guys like made a really funny movie.
It's really funny.
Like,
There's some really dry, some of my favorite, like Always Sunny style humor that's just like,
yeah.
they get you and they move on. And
Yeah.
like me and you were laughing a couple times, and only like one or two other people were laughing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that went over
They didn't
everybody's
hear
head.
it.
That's fucking funny. Like, wow.
I wish more Disney live action movies would be as good
This
as
is
this.
how you do it.
Imagine if Jungle Cruise was this good. Yeah, that movie sucked.
The movie's okay.
Yeah.
But you saw every twist coming.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
Like bad.
Yeah. And it's based off a fucking boat ride with animatronics.
No, Disney, this is how you this is it.
Yeah.
This felt like Pirates of the Caribbean spirit.
Yeah.
This felt like
From ride
Go
to movie,
nuts.
it felt a lot like
make a
Pirates of the-
realistic make it like just the name is in common. Not that we have to shove it down your throat. Like Pirates, they gave you all the little things from the first one gave you stuff from the ride, but they didn't shove it up your ass like
Right.
some of these other movies
Right.
do.
Right. No, instead the movie did really well, and then they tweaked the ride.
Right.
Like, let's put Johnny Depp in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like the dog at the cage. Or,
No, and like
yeah.
this one, they literally gave you the ride in order, but it all worked, and it only came in when it needed.
And it wasn't.
And it
wasn't
wasn't forced.
like, hey, we're doing the third part of the ride.
No, yeah.
Where where you're moving on the chairs.
Yeah, like at the party when they're all
yeah.
dancing at the end of the ride,
Yes.
they did the exact scene.
Yes.
But it makes sense.
Yes.
And it lines up.
Yes.
And it wasn't like
It was
forced.
good.
And it was
was
a
good.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
was
nothing
good.
negative to say about this movie.
No,
I'll
go
probably see
watch
it
it.
again. It'll probably be an 8 because it's
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say 7.5.
Ooh, that's high for you.
I was pretty high. I'm pretty high on this.
You laugh
movie.
more than I've heard in a lot. Barbie might be the only other movie I heard you laugh like that. You were like cracking up over
genuinely
there.
belly laughed.
I have OCD and ADD, so I'm
Yeah.
like watching you with my ears while I'm watching the movie. Like, is he gonna like this movie? I don't know if he's gonna like. And this one the whole time, like, you pretty much laughed the entire movie, and I'm like,
Yeah.
if he says he doesn't like this, I'm gonna punch him in the throat. In the review, I'm gonna punch him. Okay, you're a liar, sir. You're a liar.
No, literally the outfit, Danny DeVito's raincoat, and I want it.
Oh, sold.
I want
No, that's
it.
what I'm saying. I was done. You had me, and
The
that's like the
sushi
first
bit.
25 minutes in the movie. I'm like, this
I
is
would
it.
go see that movie
Just for that.
Just for that bit. It was so I was belly laughing at.
It was.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
no,
it was so funny.
There's a point where Danny. We'll just bounce around a little bit now without spoiling too much. But there's a point where Danny DeVito gets possessed, and he's doing this
British
proper British
happy
thing, and it is like I've never heard Danny DeVito except for Always Sunny do this.
General store.
Yes.
for
What an
buy
antidote.
some Happy.
He
Yes.
doesn't even say the words
Yeah.
right. It's that, oh my god, he's like,
I'm like, Danny DeVito can still fucking act, man. You know
please
what
be
I
in more
mean?
Please,
Please,
please
be in more.
I'm
Yeah.
catching up on Always Sunny. I've been saying it for weeks.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna not watch it now. I have
I'm
to go
due.
watch it.
I
have
need some
to.
Danny
I
DeVito.
need him in my life.
Yeah, I'm a man cheetah.
You dropped your
He's
condom.
like swirling
for
his
my magnum
dong. He's like swirling the cheetah tail. All right, guys,
Go check it out.
Go watch our
Sincerely.
go watch our Insidious review. Go
Does this
check
make
out Haunted
the
Mansion.
nominations for top summer movie? I think it does, which is a shocker. I actually had expectations going into this movie because of the cast, and I liked it.
Yeah.
Which that never happens.
Fair. It's up there for sure. I would say it's a contender. Definitely.
Nominee, right? I didn't
Nominee.
say of the year.
A nominee.
I just said nominee.
A nominee for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go see this. It's please.
Go support it. Yeah.
This is because you want Disney, if they're going to do live action stuff, this is how you want them to be done.
Go
Not
see
like
this.
what we've seen.
Yeah.
Like this.
This is good. This is good Disney live action.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Now, if I'm Disney, and I know last minute shifts are bad,
Yeah.
they're looked at bad, but
I
I
would've-
think this would have gotten the. Oh, I see why they moved the movie, because holy shit.
Because holy shit.
And you just kick it in to the last week of September, first week of
Yeah,
October.
End of July? What are
and
you
do
doing?
a real quick Disney Plus drop.
Yeah.